we don't have enough attention being paid to the Latino vote, which is a very important element because in many of these elections that are happening around the country where you have a Latino population, Latino voters actually decide the vote.
So if we can even get just a couple of candidates on here, that's ideal.
Aaron Arguello is prepping volunteer vote canvassers. They're targeting a predominantly Latino neighborhood in far northeast Austin.
Voters who are registered but aren't always out there, you know. Maybe they voted one time in the last few elections, things like that.
There are 11.1 million Latinos in Texas, roughly 39% of the population. Democrats need them if they're ever going to regain political power in the state. Right now, Republicans have the majority of white voters locked in.
If the Latino vote gradually increases, the likelihood is that Republicans are still going to retain some significant share of it based on what we know about the political and sociological profiles of Latinos in Texas. If you grew up in Texas, you know, being Latino doesn't magically insulate you from absorbing some of the more conservative elements of political culture in the state. You know, Latinos are part of the solution to the Democratic doldrums. But I also think that it's almost requiring Latinos to carry a sort of, you know, unreasonable share of the burden.
The other issue with mobilizing Latinos is they have traditionally low voter turnout at the polls.
You know, I think there's a long history of institutional barriers that hurt minorities. We have challenges as far as access to education, access to information, access to the internet. And so a lot of families in my district are working families, working more than one job, trying to make decisions between paying the bills, paying the electricity, paying for food. And so there's really barriers that they don't have the time to get to the polls.
That's why Aaron is hoping the door-to-door vote canvassing will help.
A lot of the people who are registered but aren't voting are Latinos. A lot of them feel pretty disenfranchised by what they've seen from, elections. Don't feel like there's a lot that can be changed from them, and we're just there to remind them that if we can all get out there, there is definitely some change that can be made.
It's the same message delivered by Dolores Huerta as she rallied the troops in East Austin several weeks ago. The legendary civil rights leader says Latino voters have untapped power and they need to use it.
And often the Latino community, either number one, they don't think that their vote counts. They don't think that their vote is important. The whole issue is that we have to try to remind Latinos that they have this power and that they have this influence and that they are the ones that can make the difference in so many of these elections.